folks. This is a game I've been wanting to play for a long time, just haven't had the right group, and it's amazing. Goodness gracious, Dune Imperium really and truly is amazing. It's living up to the hype that people have thrown in my mind as I've watched their videos. Really nice game. This is compared to the Lost Ruins of Arnak up there, which I laugh because they're so different. They've got some similarities, but they're so different. So if you've played that, you know some little bits and pieces. The main bits and pieces that are the same with them, they're both worker placement, and they both are deck building in the sense of like you're adding a handful of cards as you go. You're not adding like Dominion type deck building, like tons and tons of cards. So those are how they're similar. Otherwise, they're so different. So in this game, you win by acquiring 10 points. Sometimes you might go a little beyond that, or if the event deck runs out. And so what you're doing, one, you can go to the combat zone right here, and you're going to fight over that. Whoever wins that gets whatever that event card is, whatever the bonuses are on there. There's a 1, 2, and 3, so if you're playing, depending on the player count, if you're playing with just 2 or 3, then you don't get all of those. Like if you're playing with 3, the third person in there doesn't get one. You just do the first and second. But there's victory points on those often, which is a really big deal. So you definitely want to get in on some conflicts, but you don't want to put all of your guys out there and then lose and not have any for next round, so knowing when to play is very interesting. And then the deck building element of this is so interesting as well. You can get some really crappy hands that really destroy you, and there's an amount of luck of when you shuffle and just pull out your 5 cards, you might not be able to do much. Another thing I love is each of these cards you can do a couple of things with. One, they have some symbols on them which you can use to place a meeple out on the board. But they also have 2 other effects that if you use them during your turn and you place them, you get that effect. But if you save it for later and take your reveal turn, then you get that effect instead. So you have to choose. There's a lot of choices in this game, which is what I think makes it as good as it is. And then the other thing that you get points by is there's 4 different like clans over here on this side of the board, and when you go to one of those spaces, you move up on that track. There's other ways to move up on these tracks, but when you move up a certain amount, you get a victory point, and then you move, if you move up further, you get a second one, you get a token, and if someone goes further than that on that track, you give them the token. So it's a victory point that may change. You really want to look out for that. But overall, this is really nice. It's a really nice game that just has all of these nice components. I would say if you enjoy Scythe and that type of strategy, this felt similar in kind of theme a little bit, because it's not a theme that my wife would ever want to play, and it's strategic enough that she's like, you know, you go play that with your guy friends and enjoy that, and we absolutely did. So this game is not for you if you don't enjoy conflict. You are going to, for sure at times, be directly attacking people. I mean, there's actual conflict, like that you're going in and into a war zone and fighting other people. So there's definitely some amount of that. It's not crazy horrible, but there's definitely some amount of that. So if you just hate that, this game is not for you. But if you enjoy some strategy, and if you know that you're getting into that type of game, I think you can definitely enjoy that as I do. So that is Dune Imperium. Really nice. I've not played the expansion. I've heard only good things about it. So once I play this a little bit more and get my mind around it, if I want more content to add to it, I will look to that. But for right now, this is a great game. Definitely recommend this. If you're excited about the things that I've been saying. So hopefully it gives you just a nice little touch and a taste of what this is, what it does, and why it may or may not be right for you. Thanks.